Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is a pick a card reading for what Spirit wants you to know right now. This is a timeless read, so when you pick your deck, then go ahead and put it in the comments. So if you find yourself back here, you'll know which one you've already listened to and another one might call to you. So this is what Spirit wants you to know right now. So this is one. It's the big crystal quartz. Number 2, the amethyst scepter. Number 3, the selenite. And number 4, the smoky quartz. I love that one. All right, so go ahead and pick your pile, 1, 2, 3, or 4. The timestamps will be down below, and let's get started. Please like, share, and subscribe if this was helpful. And I hope that you guys are all safe and well. All right. Number 1. Now I might shuffle these cards in a different order depending on what Spirit says. All right, so with starting off, Spirit wants you to know that you are a child of the cosmos. The spirits are asking you to open up within you. It says the intelligence of the universe lies within you. So if there's been a time when you felt hopeless, all the answers that you need and the spiritual awakening that you are yearning for, or that freedom or expansion is there for you. And the next one is trust in the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So if you felt as if, you're past your due date, or you're too old, you're too young, you're too this, you're too that, you waited too long, Spirit's telling you that's not the truth. And I feel like you're a person that is drawn to spirit, like shamanistic things, like animals, and loving on dogs and cats and feeling their divinity. Yeah, this is really a calling to have you remember who you are. Remember who you are. The Archangel Michael, you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved, and it's mentioning child twice here. So maybe this is also asking you to feel that inner child and do any inner child healing that you need to do to move forward in this awakening. And your guides and your spirits are really bringing forth this massive amounts of love towards you. And I can feel this almost like pleading, like you have everything you need inside of you. You have immense love and abilities that you don't even realize yet. I can really feel my heart chakra opening up, and it's kind of indicative of what this card is. Like she can feel that energy coming through her heart center. Enjoying life's little luxuries, spending time alone, and of course that's what we're doing right now, right? Successful self-employment. So maybe you've been thinking about, going on your spiritual path. And they're definitely encouraging you to do so by saying, it could turn into something that you're called to do where you have successful self-employment, whatever that is. It could be a myriad of things. but showing that you have the mastery inside of you to do this. And I feel like I'm going to cry, so I'm feeling lots of emotion bubbling up, because it's kind of like your inner child wants to be acknowledged for the magic that they carry within them. And if you're not familiar, the inner child is just that part of us that, is vulnerable and experience the awe and, the whole gamut of experience from childhood. And you also have Mot, which is the Egyptian goddess of, I think it's like fairness. Well, this card says it's fairness, but she's also the one who weighs the heart when someone goes into the afterworld and sees if they lived a good, happy life. It says this situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. So if you're going through something that, possibly legal, or something of the heart where you're feeling like you're not getting the fair shake in the situation, this is assuring you that it will be handled in a just and fair manner. And what I'm also hearing is, don't be scared to voice your opinion on the situation. I can kind of feel like you might be trying to be, try not to get involved or try to remain neutral. But it's saying that it's perfectly fair for you to voice your opinion. Okay? And this is hearkening into going into your inner truths. What is your inner truth about this situation that's in the 3D, in this physical reality? Because someone wants you to weigh in and you haven't done it. You've been trying to stay neutral. And of course, it's up to you. But it's kind of like, I think it's a path of you taking up your own power, remembering who you are. And here's the surrender card. Surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. So maybe someone's wanting you to voice your opinion and you haven't been because you've been neutral. And of course you'll be the one that interprets that. But it's definitely asking you to, use your voice. And I feel like you might be getting you might be feeling a lot of heart openings right now during this reading, because I think that they're downloading new things for you to open and experience. Yeah, and this card harkens the change in the wind. Like you can feel that something's changed within you. You can feel that it's time to shift in some way. And you're right to think that. And then these 3 cards I pulled for questions that you might have. So go ahead and think of one question, more or less. Well, this one's more of like a time frame. So ask a question to yourself or to your guides and your angels, and ask them for, how long this might take. So if you've gone ahead and asked it, this one that came out is within a few weeks. And this card and this card is asking you to be assertive. Assertive in your own awakening, assertive in your own healing, assertive with the people around you, especially since you've been trying to be neutral. And, I'm not saying being neutral is a bad thing. You're going to be the one that determines what that means. So the next one is another card of a question. This is a yes and no. So go ahead and ask your question. And this is saying yes. And what I heard was, yes, of course. I don't know what your question was, but hopefully that made sense. And the last card that I have here is the Rescuer card. And it came reversed. It says shadow aspects of a rescuer. Assumes that the rescued will reciprocate. Keeps the rescued one needy. So maybe you like people coming to you and you being neutral, and that you're always wanting to be right. And this seems like there's two different situations here. Like this is more of like a logical non-heart that's associated with this one, and this one's obviously because it says in your relationships. But make sure that do you like being a rescuer, and do you try to keep those needy so you feel like you're the one who's the rescuer? This is just an inquiry. You can go within and see if that is something that resonates with you. I'm also feeling that they're happy that you're here listening to this, because this isn't something that you would normally do. You think this is kind of like super disgusting woo-woo, like spiritual garbage. But they know that it's not now. That, you're that little girl is that a little girl? Looks like a little girl who's carrying her light and knows that she's the creator of her own world, his or her own world. I hope that was helpful. It certainly felt good to me. All right, let's move on to number 2. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. From what I can hear, is your will center, your sacral chakra is opening, and that you are you're experiencing, like you might be having like very prophetic dreams, very deep dreams right now. This card says lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. And with the dreams, I think that's what it's kind of coming into. And that the dreams are kind of calling you into your soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. You might be going into the inner universities where you're relearning those things that you've forgotten about. For some of you, I feel like your remembering is been going on for a couple of years on and off, and then just recently in the last couple of months for some of you. And they want you to know that, I can get the card, it says, kick up your heels. So they're congratulating you for a job well done. And some of you have been frustrated because you feel like you're not going fast enough. But I can assure you that that is not the case. And within, these inner universities where you go into your sleep and you're experiencing this relearning, the Archangel Raphael gives your cares and worries to the angels and allow us to take your burdens. Maybe in some way, this reawakening has been kind of burdensome for you, or bringing up things, and they want you to know that they're there for you. And if it feels like it's too much, let them know. Fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. Yeah, you might have some worries about money right now. But too, what I'm getting from this is, there's darkness here, but there's also light coming in. And what I'm hearing is they'll always support you, even if things look bad. This is just a phase. This is just that momentary glitch where, there's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune where there's the ups and the downs. And you might be experiencing money woes. And right now, who isn't? Some people aren't. Most people are. But this is temporary is what I'm hearing. Temporary, 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 they're saying. And then with this one, Mother Mary, expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. So that's kind of reassuring, especially with the financial issues. And right now you might be uncertain about your self-worth, or if a certain situation that you're feeling worthy in, or you have that self-esteem issue. It says you are worth it. You are worth it. And this is asking you to surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. And people's emotions and frustrations are high right now, so I feel like you're feeling that I can feel anxiety from you. And don't let that be. Because, as this was talking about, Spirit was talking about the Wheel of Fortune, this is the card of round and round. Comes around, goes around, ups and downs. It's that cycle that just keeps going and going on. But in the middle, if you can see it, there's a face in there. And what I heard was, we've got your back. We've got you. You're going to need to, try to relax into this change. So these three cards I pulled, the first one is a question that you can ask, and it would be around time frame. So go ahead and ask your question. And this one says that the answer is in the near future. And it shows that there's two people there. And what I'm getting is that, you won't be alone, whether if it's with a physical person or with, being supported by your angels and guides. And there's another question that you can ask. How do I say it? Go ahead and ask any question that you feel called to. The answer is ask your angels. And this one kind of went into what I was just saying with this one. So you're not alone. So ask your angels. And if you notice, there's two angels here. So you're an angel, then you can ask your angel. Okay, the next one is a yes or no question. So you can go ahead and ask your question. The answer is yes. So with this card, there's some duality to it. You can see the sun and the moon being balanced on this angel's hands. So there's definitely some duality, but if you kind of go within and you let that light in, so the answer is yes. I hope that was relevant for you. And this is kind of a shadow card. It says student. And the light attribute is humility, devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. And this kind of goes into these cards of, going into the inner universities, going in there and, being that student, being open to learning, humility and devotion to the knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. And maybe this is a decision also about learning on this physical plane, like going to school and learning something new. And they just want you to know that you're deeply loved, and that your fears will be allayed. Have patience, which I know can be hard, but you can do this. And this is the selenite. What does Spirit want you to know? Definitely feeling some frustration and anger. Yeah, and right off the bat here, it's, taking baby steps. What I'm hearing is that they understand that things are not going at the pace that you want them to, and that causes the frustration. And they want you to continue to move ahead fearlessly, but you're going to be creative right now. You're going to have to try to think about what I can do right now in the moment that will further me to where I want to go. But, and even if it's something that you can't think that you can go forward in, that, go into meditation, seek that counsel. This is Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. And maybe that's a part of the frustration, is not being able to give people concrete answers of what is going to occur for the near future. And the next one is emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. Falling in love or wedding proposal, the need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. And maybe for some of you, you had, a social event scheduled and something is delaying it. And you can't tell these people when it's going to be because you don't know. And this one is also saying, easy does it. There is no need to rush or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. And I know that's way easier said than done, right? But they really want you just to slow down, realize this is out of your hands, and that there's nothing you can do except make the best of it. And when you come out of it and you can start making these decisions, that you're in a grounded, balanced state of mind. And they want you to know too, like, you can make a wish. It's kind of like you feel like your wishes are on hold. And they very well might be. But they want you to go within, because they're there waiting for you. Your angels, your guides. And then this one is the cosmic heart. Devotion, potency, making your life a moving prayer. And maybe that's all you can do right now. Make your life a moving prayer. And this one was making a wish, And then this one just says, there's baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. So just kind of, I don't know, I can really feel that there's frustration for you, and they want you to know it's baby steps. Wow, this is a lot about prayer. It says surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. And I'm also hearing, like, make sure that you ask for help from your guides and your angels. Maybe you're forgetting that they can help. They might not be able to move the situation at hand quicker than you would like, but, make a wish. Go within, pray, and know that it takes baby steps. And it takes time. Whatever the situation is going to take time. Okay, so these next three cards are questions, or cards that you get to ask what the question is. This first one is a time frame. So since this seems to be all, whatever this event is, that it's been stopped or slowed down, you can ask time frame. This one says within a few months. So this situation could take a bit. All right, so the next one is a question about someone else. Or it could be something about you too. So go ahead and ask your question. And this one says improving health. So maybe you inquired about someone's health. Their health will be improving. Or your health may be improving. Whatever your question was, I don't know. And hopefully it's relevant. And then there's a yes and no question that you can ask. So you can go ahead and put it out to your guides and your angels, and we'll see what comes out. This came out as reconsider. So you can reconsider the situation that you asked about, or maybe you needed a new perspective on it. And the rebel came out in reverse. And this is like a shadow aspect. Rejects legitimate authority out of anger. Rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. Like I said, I felt a lot of frustration here. So, maybe you're rebelling against, I want to move forward, I want to move forward, I want to move forward, and you can't. So surrendering to prayer, surrendering to whomever you connect with in the divine. I hope this was helpful. And I will see you next time on Medium of the Light Tarot. All right, this is number 4. This is the smoky quartz. What does Spirit want you to know now? Oops. I feel that there's lots of you have an ability of letting things freely flow. I feel that you understand the true dynamics of the gloriousness of life and the energy that is surrounding it. You almost have like a lot of fairy energy that I feel. Very much the lighthearted, loving, silly energy. I think with what's happening with you right now is you have a clear idea of what you want. You have a clear endeavor in mind. And it's expansion, it's growth, and your guides and your angels want you to know that they're beaming with pride. They're beaming with joy because you're really exuding this energy of expansion. And because you do that, you're helping others. And this next card is jump in. And that's what I feel like you've done, because it feels like, the two energies are very similar as far as color scheme. It's, all these different colors combined. So you're carrying like a vast amount of multiple energy streams within you. And this one says Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. So I feel that you're just expansive. It says loosen your grip. Coping mechanism, density, addiction, let God in. And I think that's kind of like what you're doing that as well, because this expansive energy is in all three of these cards. And you're also trying to like help, and of course, you might be a being of light. You still got to loosen your grip, right? You got to let things go. And during this time, it feels like you are you feel like you're on vacation, or you're taking a vacation, or it's coming up. Or it's like this life feels like a vacation. Oops, sorry. This life feels like a vacation to you. You have a healthy lifestyle. It says, Archangel Raphael, eat a healthy diet, get adequate sleep and exercise regularly for optimal health. Maybe that's something that you're practicing, or they're saying that's how you can loosen your grip even more, is to do these things. And we have unity, traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. And through most of these cards, and even in here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one, there's all this expansive energy. Like you have so much free-flowing, wonderful energy around you. Your guides and angels are just so pleased. And you might not see it. You might be like, what? I got so much crap going on, it's not even funny. But I think at the same time, they're trying to help you acknowledge how far you've come and who you are. And then there's this card there is no need to worry, as everything is working out beautifully. And I think you're naturally optimistic, but sometimes you just need to be reminded, right? And the surrender card is surrendering to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it directly, as it will bring you peace. So there's peace here and peace in this card. Maybe it's like bringing more peace in, helps you to loosen that grip. And I feel like right now you're really letting things go. In this card, I'm seeing like into the sea or to the sea, letting things float away that you can't control. Okay, so, and here's yet another card where it's got all this expansive energy. What I'm getting on this one, and I did it differently with the other spreads, but this one for you was a little different. Because this one says not the right time. So it's either you've been trying to help someone move along their spiritual path or open up their path, but now is not the time. And it's kind of going into, this angel is balancing on the earth. And there's grids behind them, and then there's kind of like, sparkles here. And there's your expansive energy. I think some people are just not ready yet. Or there might be a project that you've been wanting to do, but you haven't been able to move forward in it, and right now might not be the best time. This is also saying like romance is flourishing with you. You know, and again, there's all this expansive energy. Like you must be such a joy to be around. And this one says, don't stop. Like, even more expansive energy all around this. Don't stop in what you're doing. Don't stop how you're expanding. What I heard was your sleep time is very important because you are, I hear that you're a teacher within the inner universities where you're helping people awaken. And maybe, you know, loosening your grip is you wanting them to move faster than they can do, you know, especially with this not the time. So kind of loosen your grip because you know what people are capable of and with how they're capable of expanding. No, don't stop. And then this one is God. And the shadow attribute of this is using power to control people. And you are a very powerful person. So this is just stating, you know, maybe try to be aware of because you are so powerful and so influential, and especially if you're working on, you know, working as a teacher in the inner universities for humanity and the world and the universe, that just make sure that you keep in check your power or your propensity possibly to control people, and you know, loosening that grip, you know, and being able to jump in freely without the results that you want to have this your student have, whether they're a romantic partner or a friend in the 3D, you know. So I hope this was helpful, my friend. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what you thought of this reading. And I will see you next time on Medium of the Light Tarot. Bye, everybody.